All right. Carolee and I were just sitting around the office joking about a lot of mistakes that single people make when they're buying a house. And it got quite funny, so we just thought we'd fire up a video and give you guys some tips and tricks for single people. Um, we are going to get a little stereotypical, aren't we, Carolee? I'm sorry. Um,
Probably.
I'm going to throw it over to Carolee first because I was married when I bought my first home, but Carolee, you were single, so tell us about your experience. What was it like being a single lady buying your first home?
It was terrifying. I remember I bought two properties actually while I was single, and I remember the first time. So here's the first tip to all the single ladies out there when you're buying a home. I know it can be very difficult to make a decision, but you don't need to call the whole sorority in to view the property. I remember being so scared to make the wrong decision, and I liked my agent, but I didn't know much about it. I'd never done it before. I think Tim and I and Melanie do a great job of educating, so I think our buyers are able to make informed decisions better than I was. Now, the agent didn't do a good job, just I don't think he had that part down. I think we do a better job of that, but it was so scary. So I remember actually seeing the same property 3 times. I remember making the agent take me back. I remember bringing my brother. I remember bringing a friend before I could make that decision. Which
It's
takes
pretty
me
much it's pretty much say yes to the dress, right? But
it,
the house
it,
style.
it's totally not say yes to the dress. You don't need to have everybody's approval. You just need to love the property. And you need to know you're making a sound investment decision, which is what we're all about, especially with your first property, because we know it's not going to be your forever property. So don't bring the sorority. The second tip is, I'm sorry, I got to say it, but dad doesn't know everything. I think and I know I was guilty of it. I was on the phone with my dad the whole time I was making the decision. He lived in a different city, and I was looking for his validation to make the right decision. But I've seen fathers completely crush deals that were good deals for that buyer. And so I think you got to find an agent you trust and then trust them to help you make the right decision. And it's great to have family input, but dad doesn't know everything. So those are my 2 tips, Tim.
That sounds pretty good. I'm going to do a few tips for single dudes then, just because I've been out with a lot of them, and I've looked at a lot of homes with single guys, and I think the first mistake that a lot of single guys make is that they feel like they can live anywhere. I know when I was in university, I lived in a house with 8 other guys and 3 bedrooms, and we were fine, but I wouldn't have bought that place. Guys think that they can live like, right off the freeway, because I can sleep through anything. Well, that doesn't matter because most people can't sleep through anything, and no one else is going to want to buy your house, okay? If the trains go right by your bedroom window, that's not a good thing. It's always a good idea to bring a female along just because they can tell you, give you an opinion on the resale of the house. Don't buy a place that's not going to be able to sell just because you're like, I'm totally happy living there.
It's like the opposite of the girls quote there, Tim. Like with the guys, they sometimes need to have that female influence to tell them that it's uglier than they thought it was.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You need a girl to be like, look, there's like a billion interior walls, and people don't like that. They like open concept places. But guys are like, oh no, I like it. I can have a video game room and a second video game room, and it's just fine.
And it's
Uh,
convenient because there's no door on the bathroom.
oh, exactly. Yes, yes. Your bathrooms need doors, or your house won't sell. Good point, Carolee. Um, Point number 2: guys always overestimate the amount of renos they are going to do to a house. They say, I'm going to rip out the basement and do it all myself. No, you won't. You will rip out the basement and then you will be done. You will sit and drink in your undeveloped basement and you will not finish it. I guarantee you that. They always, especially garages too. I'm just going to build a garage, or I'm going to fix this garage that's leaning over and about to fall into my neighbor's yard. No, you won't. Please don't buy a house that you're going to think you're going to do lots of repairs to. Your friends are not just going to work for beer, and you're going to want to drink beer as opposed to do those things in your 8 million video game rooms upstairs. Does that sound okay, Carolee?
Yeah, that is totally bang on. I'm actually laughing over here because I'm thinking of 2 clients in particular, and you know one exactly who bought a house because of the garage. And has anything happened in that garage since he bought it?
I'm guessing absolutely nothing has happened in that
Nothing
garage.
has happened in that garage since he bought it, and I am anticipating because he just got engaged that we're going to hear from his fiance very soon, and they're buying a new house.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about now. Yeah. But you know what? That place does have some good resale value. He didn't do too bad on that one. All right. If you guys have any other questions for Carolee and I, any tips for maybe we'll do another one for some couples coming up soon. But any more questions with tips for single guys and single girls, we'd be happy to answer.